We opened in mid-December, and it's a dream that we all had. And we came together and finally got this thing going, and now here we are in the midst of all this going on.
We've been open coming up on 5 years. We do a lot of different beers with locally sourced ingredients. So we've used chanterelle mushrooms, pawpaws, prickly pear fruit, all kinds of things like that. If you want, interesting beer and a good time, that's what we provide.
We actually started brewing at the Bearden Beer Markets while I worked there in 2011, 2012, and then moved into home brewing basically, and then with the dream of opening something like this one day. We make beers that we like to drink.
It seems like not only every day, every hour, especially in the weeks leading up, in the days leading up to Monday, there was a new report, a new thing. I mean, just 12 hours before we made the call that night, I never thought this was actually a possibility, but then it was.
Last week, I think people were probably getting out while they could. Folks were down here, Wednesday was even a pretty decent day, but then Thursday was one of our slowest days in a long time. And then the weekend came and we had a couple events, and those events were huge. And I think, again, because people probably wanted to get in their partying before they had to stay home for a while.
We saw what was happening in other states through the weekend, and we met early Monday morning, and I believe we were the first brewery to step out and do to-go only. It was the right thing to do. We hated to do it. We didn't want to do it, but we knew it was coming, and we knew it's best for everybody. And number one is people's health. People's health's more important than us making money, to be honest. So.
Yeah, it was a very difficult thing to do. It was the last thing I wanted to do, but as time went on, it seemed evident that we had no other choice, and it was the responsible thing to do.
Are we going to miss paychecks and are people going to still be able to get paid somehow? And right now, we're seeing that that's working really well with Crowlers. People are tipping very generously in light of the the situation that we've got.
It's kind of gut wrenching, but so far we've had a lot of really good response. A lot of our regulars and even other people have come by and supported us throughout this.
Our thing right now, and I think the community's view on the situation, is that we're going to play this day by day. We can't really forecast where it's going to be next week or even the end of this week, especially with the weekend coming up. Could we see people coming into the tap room and just limiting the capacity, basically, maybe. But when it comes to public health, I don't think we can really take too many risks.
The date I've seen a lot of people, at least around Knoxville, is April 6th, that they've committed to at least that long. And if it goes past that, I don't know.
We're just going to have to deal with it however we can, to be honest. It's going to be hard. It's going to be real hard, but nobody ever said life was easy, so here we are,
We're going to continue to do our beer releases. We've got the Apollo Santo Stout coming out tomorrow, and our pickle beers, going to be around. So we're going to continue doing releases. We're going to continue having really, really fun beers. We've got some really interesting merchandise and stuff like that too. So stay tuned. Keep checking us out. There'll be some really, really interesting products for you to come out and purchase.